So you feel like you're doing everything right. You're training, you're dieting, you're sleeping, but your belly just won't go. Now, it's important you understand that you're not alone. So many people are stuck in this situation. But please understand this, that the belly and also the love handles is the last body fat that's going to leave your body. But for some people, it's not just about the calories. As much as science in thermodynamics, calories in, calories out, still are at play, there are some factors in this equation that makes it almost impossible for you to adhere consistently to your deficit. And today I'm going to tell you what those are. And I'm also going to tell you how to overcome them so that you can make it through this fat loss finally, so that you can look down and see a flat belly or abs or whatever it is that you're going for. Why should you trust me? My name is Christian. I work with people from all over the world through my online coaching service where I help them with literally this. People come to me and say they're trying for years to lose weight and just cannot get rid of the belly fat or the body fat or whatever it might be. I help them do this. My clients' results is my success. I help people lose belly fat, build muscle mass, and optimize their lifestyle so that they can maintain their results for the rest of their life. So I am a specialist in exactly this. You're not going to hear anything from me that I don't do with my clients. I am not going to tell you things because companies pay me to sell you blah, blah. No, I'm just going to give you the facts. And that's what I want you to know about this channel here. You will only get the facts from me that you need so that you can go and implement them into your life and get your own best results, whether it's fat loss, whether it's muscle building, whether it's just to optimize your inner health metrics. Let's go. Let's start with the most common reason why losing belly fat can be so freaking hard for people in society. What is one thing we all have in common? Stress. Yes. Work stress, family stress, physical stress, psychological stress, whatever it might be. It all goes under the same umbrella, stress. When we, on the daily, run into situations that gives us a short burst of stress, this is obviously incredibly normal, healthy, But the problem is, when the stress level stays too high for too long and our cortisol levels rise and they stay chronically elevated. This can happen if we are in, toxic relationships, or we have issues at our workplace, or we just constantly get negatively stimulated, so we are in this stress state. Then we have this chronically elevated level of cortisol. Your body cannot relax. It's sort of like in a stressed fight or flight mode. At this current stage here, we're now going to see changes in our appetite, in our hunger cues, and in our fat storage patterns. So what does that mean? It means it's much harder to adhere to calorie deficit, and also your body is more likely to store body fat. Can you guess where? Drum roll. Yes, the abdominal area. So you might be in a calorie deficit, or you think you are, but this stressed state in your body makes it incredibly hard to see it past, to get past this crux in your fat loss phase where it just takes forever and you are fighting all these hunger cues every day. You are fighting the crazy appetite, and all you want is just to go and have a slice of that cake or eat that pizza or eat that chocolate. It's almost impossible not to overcome it. So remember that a stressed body is going to do everything it can to not let go of your belly fat. You can still force it though, but I need you to understand, when your levels of cortisol are chronically elevated, you will have a higher percentage of muscle mass that is being lost compared to fat mass. If you compare that to you losing body fat when it's in balance, when it's feeling good, it has normal levels of cortisol, right? But I need you to understand that just because you have these high elevated levels of cortisol, things are 10 times harder, but they're not impossible. And that's what I want to tell you now, and I'm going to break it down even further. But first, I want to tell you what are the other reasons why losing belly fat is so freaking hard. Reason number one, You, my friend, are not in a calorie deficit. In fact, I'd say that 95% of the people watching this video right now saying they can't lose belly fat, you are not in a calorie deficit. You don't have control over your weekends. You're not counting your liquid calories. And you're simply just underestimating your calorie intake Monday to Sunday. When I get new clients on, the first few weeks, it's the same for me always. If the client wants to count calories, they always count the calories at an astronomically low rate, meaning that when a woman in a fat loss should eat 1,800 calories and she's tracking everything she eats, she's tracking 1,100. And it's the same thing every time. First-hand experience for me. I go in and I make sure I go over everything. And once I've done a diet deep dive with these clients, it's not 1,100, it's 2,200. Like, it's incredible how you can manipulate. And this is not on purpose, by the way. This just happens. They lock with their best intentions, but they just underestimate, they forget, etc. So just remember this, that belly fat is not special in the sense that it can't go. It can go like any other fat on the body can. It's just the last thing to go, meaning that it's so hard to get to the point and stick with it for as long as it takes to get rid of it. And reason number 2 why you can't get rid of your belly fat is because you keep resetting the process. You keep falling into a Thursday night out or a Friday night out and you say to yourself, fuck it, I'm going to restart on Monday. And it's the same everyday routine on repeat, Monday to Thursday, or Monday to Friday. And then something happens and you just say, whatever. Go again on Monday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're inhaling 10,000 calories, making all your hard work Monday to Thursday go down the drain. Also, an incredibly common thing I see with people, they're just simply not in a calorie deficit. And reason number 3, guys, poor sleep. I sound like a broken record on repeat when it comes to sleep. You guys have no idea how much that your sleep deprivation is affecting your body's ability to just function normally. Normal hormone production, normal hunger cues, everything. The performance of your prefrontal cortex, which is making these quick decisions every single day. Guys, your sleep is everything. And when you're trying to lose body fat, you are asking a lot from your body. It is an extremely stressful thing for your body to go through. And if you do that on top of having poor sleep, aka sleeping less than 7 hours every day, or waking up at different times, going to bed at different times, etc., you are asking more from your body than it can give you. You are asking for the impossible. Well, not the impossible, but something very, very, very hard. And one thing I see all the time, and I know it from my own life as well, if a client doesn't get the sleep they need, the next day their cravings are through the roof. Their leptin and ghrelin, the hunger hormones are all over the place. And like I said, the prefrontal cortex is not doing as good as it normally does. So that pizza you've been avoiding all week, it gets you and you eat it. Not because you need it, but just because you're tired and your brain is looking for these highly palatable foods. And, ladies and gentlemen, point number 4, too aggressive deficit. Yes, I know that you want to lose weight as fast as possible. I get it. I understand. But you also have to understand that you cannot just undereat to such a crazy amount that your body is starving, you're ravenous, because it has consequences. That's the reason why people inject themselves now with these GLP-1s and they pull 1,000 to 1,500, 2,000 calorie deficits and they lose all muscle mass in the body and they look like a skeleton and they set themselves up for the biggest rebound when they come off these drugs. It's not the way to go. If you do this naturally without drugs, you have to do it as with the least amount of stress impact on your body as possible. It is such a stress for your body to be in a massive calorie deficit. So we got to make sure that we are in it to win it. In it the longest amount of time, aka it needs to be sustainable. You have no idea about how much a rebound can cause damage to your fat loss if you've been pushing, I'm doing 1,000 calorie deficit this week, and you're pushing, and maybe you make it into 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden you break it because you cannot sustain it anymore, and you just start eating, and the eating won't stop. And because you've been restricting yourself so much, your cravings are even higher. And when before you would just eat 1 tub of ice cream, now you're having 2 tubs of ice cream, and it just keeps going because you were overly restricting yourself. So remember this, the harder the deficit is, the bigger the deficit is, the bigger the rebound always is as well. Guys, I'm not telling you stuff just to pull jokes on you. I'm telling you, this is experiences I have from working with hundreds and hundreds of clients. If I could put my clients on a 1,000-calorie deficit and get the results in twice as fast or even faster, and it would be the best outcome, I would do that. But it's just not the case. I know that the best results that a person can get is through a process where the client can stay on course for the longest period of time. The same when it goes to building muscle mass. The people with the most beautiful physiques are the ones who's been training for the longest time, not the ones who's been adding muscle the fastest. And when you're on that fat loss, the belly fat is the last to go and it's the first thing to come on. So you get the idea that you can't lose it, but it's hard to really hard to get rid of. And then once you sort of fall off plan, it comes back on as the first thing. And point number 5, last reason why it's so freaking hard for you to lose your belly fat: lack of muscle mass. Yes, your muscle mass helps your metabolism be as high as possible. It helps your insulin sensitivity, meaning that your cells can take in glucose and use it for energy and not just get stored as belly fat or body fat. And because of the higher metabolism, your higher BMR, you're going to have a higher TDEE as well, total daily energy expenditure. That means it's going to be easier for you to lose belly fat or lose body fat in general. So remember this, guys. The more muscle mass you have, the easier it's going to be for you to lose body fat, but also stay lean, because you burn more calories just existing every day. Now, this is not a massive amounts of calories, but it still helps. And your blood sugar will be more stable because you have more muscles that's going to soak in glucose when you eat carbohydrates, because they need it to fuel the next training session, and so on and so on. Guys, high protein and more muscle, for most people, is the solution. So here's the facts for you guys. Number 1, guys, you cannot spot reduce belly fat, right? If you are an overweight woman or man, you have to keep dieting until the very last 5% of body fat going from 17 to 12%. That's when the belly goes, and the love handles goes for men. For women, 30 to 22 in that range, percent body fat. You cannot do any exercises that specifically will burn belly fat in the area the exercise is done. Meaning that if you do core exercises, you're training the muscle in those areas, but the muscle has no connection to the fat. It's two different things. You are not burning the fat in the areas you're using the muscle. Sorry. The only way is to go through a long-term calorie deficit until you've lost all the weight that you need sustainably so you can maintain it. And then now we're going to go into the specifics of what you need to do to achieve this. Guys, what I'm about to tell you is what puts food on my table. There's no secret mumbo jumbo here. It is simple, hard in execution, which is why I have a job. That's what I help people execute it and implement it. But this is what you need to do. If I could put this into a pill, my family and my children and generations and generations and generations to come will never have to work. This is the hard work, and this is the thing that most people don't want to do, which is why most people don't look good these days. I'm going to keep it simple. Guys, you need to stay in a 300 to 600 calorie deficit. Do not go bigger. You need to strength train 3 to 4 times every single week. Strength train. Utilize compound exercises, legs, push, pull in all directions. You want to complete 7 to 12,000 steps every single day. If you want your fat loss to go faster and you're working your diet, just bump up your steps. It's the most effective way to burn more calories every single day. You want to make sure that you have protein in each meal. When you have more protein, your body burns more calories just even digesting the food that you eat. Can you imagine that? You're going to be less hungry. You're going to have more stable energy. You're going to get more muscle and results from your training. Eat more protein. You need sleep consistency. Go to bed at the same time every day. Wake up at the same time every single day. I don't care about your weekend habits. Your body doesn't care. You need to sleep at least 7 hours. And if you have areas of your life where you're stressed, address it. Because this cortisol, like I said in the beginning of the video, might affect you more negatively than you think. Your fat loss can be twice, even 3 times as hard as it should be, just because you're stressed. So address them if you can. And that might actually be the solution for you to successfully finish your fat loss and look back at this and just say, damn, it was just the stress. I was already doing all the right things, but consistency was impossible because the stress was causing all this crazy hunger and the binge eating and all the things you might experience. So guys, you don't need to do more. You don't need to go faster. You don't need to go harder. You just need to do the basics better. Guys, if you want professional help on achieving this in your life, then in the bio of this video, in the comment section, you will find a link to my homepage. In there, you can see testimonials for other people who's been working with me. You can see my client results. You can even apply for a consultation call with me. You can see a link to my Instagram page as well, where we have more information as well. I'm more than happy to hop on a consultation call and listen to the issues that you're having and give you some tips and advice on how to solve your situation or potentially start a coaching solution. If that is not of your interest, you watching this video alone is more than enough for me, and I want to thank you for making it this far in this video, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey on getting rid of your belly fat. It is one of the hardest things that we can do in modern society because the world we live in does not support you being healthy or looking good. It supports overconsumption. It supports you having no sleep, watching Netflix and binge watching things on your phone. So you have all the odds against you, but we can still do it if we stand together as a team. Thank you guys for watching. I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.